Good day, and this is my submission for CMPG323 project number 3. All right. I used I used VS Code to code my project for this module, and I really found this project really easy going compared to the first two. So thanks to the lecturers for giving us one more opportunity to kind of prove ourselves. Yes. I used VS Code to write code for CSS, JavaScript, and HTML. So basically, these are the technologies that I used, and I've used functions that are provided by the by VS Code to include everything that I want to include on my project. For instance, I also used the extension for GitHub. When I make any changes here, for instance, if I were to add one more exclamation mark there, and then I can save everything, you're gonna see that it's gonna appear here that I've committed one more change, one more modification, and using this platform, which is VS Code, I can be able to push, pull, or clone, or even commit. So when I click on this mark here for committing, it's gonna require a message from me to say, okay, I have done one more change. So when I write my message and then I press enter and I push everything into GitHub, and when I go to my browser and go to my GitHub account, you can see that on my repositories, this was updated 14 seconds ago. So basically, this is the folder that I've been creating the project on. And then when I created my API to host my project, this is the folder that I created with the link and everything. So I've basically I've been committing to this page to this folder from when I started with the project, and then when I'm done with that, and then I just normally uh, copy the contents here, then I paste them here, and then so that my project can be able to run um, on my web, yeah, on my web services. Yes. So as I was saying, VS Code is the main technology that I've used, and then I've used CSS, JavaScript, and HTML. Also, with the help of uh, ex- extensions from VS Code, I was able to import classes from Bootstrap and animate.css so that I can make cool animations, and I can create cool icons using Bootstrap, because normally that's what I used it for. So this is everything that I used. These are my images. Also, these are my other images, and then I've just imported everything, and I've installed everything from external sources into my VS Code, either using maybe the terminal or just importing classes. So basically, HTML, I just used it for the layout, obviously, of my web page, and then everything else that needs to be there. And then I can obviously link my CSS page using the link tag into my HTML, and then I link my JavaScript using the script tag to my HTML. You can use all of them in one page into the HTML, but I just find this quite easy because I can see all three pages while I'm just programming through the everything. Yes. So when I open my project, I'm just gonna run it using using VS Code for now, just to show you the difference that it runs with or without me pressing on VS Code. But I'm going to use VS Code for now to open my project. So when I press go live, you can see I have my uh, project open here. So this is basically my front end, and this is basically how it looks. This is just an introduction about me, how I created this project, And yes, and then when I I think my project is user friendly because it's easily readable and accessible. You can just come to any of these tabs and then it can take you to them. For instance, when you go to the About Me tab, this is my personal information as per CV. Yeah, if it was a document CV, this is how I would I would depict it, obviously without the pictures, but this is basically providing my personal information, where I live, street name, the license code that I have, and my phone number. um, I also created this logo using Photoshop, so that's also one of my skills, which is depicted on my skills tab there. And then when I go to education, okay, oh yeah, I created these icons using Bootstrap. So this is what I use Bootstrap for, mainly for the icons. Yes, so when I go to my education tab, which is this one, you can see that I have three buttons that basically you can basically see through. uh you can just click on any of them, and then it's going to give you like a drop down menu as to what certificate I've participated on, my high school and my university, and additional certificate. So yes, this is I also use JavaScript to make sure that the functions work really well with the buttons. So yeah, that's basically what I use. And then when it comes to experiences, as you can see, I've made it into a picture format. It looks like plain pictures, but it's not, because when you hover over it, then you can see that it has every information that you need to know about where I worked, and then the reference of the person that I worked for, basically, as one would do it on a document CV, but then only using text. So here, I just wanted to depict also my technical skills as to what I can do differently when it comes to picture and text. So yeah, this is the play all of the places that I worked for, and then they have references all over them. So if any of my current employees wanna call any of my ex-employees, then they can just find their information right there. And then when I go to skills, I just depicted them also using pictures, because this is the technologies that I've used here and that I'm most familiar with. So it's CSS, it's HTML, it's JavaScript, it's Microsoft Office Suite, and then it's Photoshop. So basically, I just created this tab here just to indicate what I can do and what I can use for, I mean, as far as my skill set is concerned. So as you can see, I can easily go next or previous to the next picture or to the previous picture with ease. And this function, obviously, it was created using uh, combination of HTML, JavaScript, and CSS. So yeah, this is how I can utilize my skills basically. And then the last tab, which is the contact tab, where if maybe an employer is interested in contacting me, they can send me a message with their email and with their names. As you can see, you can be able to type, you can be able to also insert text. Yes. And then when we move on into scalability, you can see that when I resize my browser into let me close this. Okay, I don't think this program is gonna run because the whole time it's been running from VS Code. But when I use my API to run my project, as you can see, there's my API folder, my API repository folder. And then when I copy this link, which is my API username and link basically to the project, then when I paste it, there it is, hit enter. Now my program is running without VS Code running in the background. So when I copy this, just to uh, make sure that it runs everywhere, I'm just going to use a different browser for this one, which is Google Chrome. I can log in as a guest and then paste. Now my program is running. If I can also use Microsoft Edge just to increase my chances, paste and go. And yeah, So it runs on all three browsers at this moment. So basically my program is hosted on a cloud server, which is on GitHub pages. Yes. And then when I resize or rescale my browser, you can see that my program also does the same. It gathers text around, and within the context of the size of the browser. And my menu, as you can see, uh it's text based at this point, but when I resize, using also Bootstrap, it turns into this icon here. And when I click on this icon, I can view now my menu, and I can be able to say, okay, when I go home, this is my home tab, and when I go to about me, this is my about me tab. And then you can see it's also resized. And when I go to education, this is my education tab, it's also resized. And then when I go to experience, there's also my experience tab, also resized. And then when I go to skills, this is my skill tab, and we can still click next and still click previous, and everything else is still resized until my contact tab at the last one. Yes, so my CV is adjustable to the size of the browser, or maybe like a device. Yes, so it's basically adjustable. And then I do think that I included everything that I need to include, as far as a typical document CV goes, which is my personal information, my academic records, and then my uh, uh, ex-employers and references. And then I've also included everything that needs to be included on a technical CV, because you wouldn't find uh, buttons like this on a document CV. So you can only find this on a technical CV. And more animation motions like this on a picture, you wouldn't find on a typical document CV. And also these ones, these next tab and previous tab. So yeah, this is my project for CPM, yes, CMPG 323, and I hope that you find it very enticing. Thank you very much.